I want to thank you for stopping by JMacSports247, my channel. I really appreciate it, you coming by. As always, if you go ahead and give me a like, share, and subscribe, I really appreciate that as well. Listen, do you think we should go ahead and just pack it on in, really, with the Philadelphia Eagles? Man, I'm really teed up right now. I've been struggling to try to get motivated, but then when you start to hear the Eagle fans, and then forget the Eagle fans, they're gonna say what they say, they're gonna do what they do. That's what's gonna happen. But when you start to hear your own boys, your own Cowboy fans, jump ship. I couldn't believe my ears. I mean, I'm hearing. I saw it on Twitter. Cooper should step in, and Dak should just wait it out. They are willing to go ahead and give the reins to Cooper Rush after 2 games, beating Minnesota twice. They want to give it to Cooper Rush and sit Dak down. I will listen to Undisputed, and I was going to say something about Jalen Hurts right away, but I want to go with what Skip Bayless said about Dak. He thinks that Cooper Rush has equal, if not more, intangibles than Dak Prescott. Cooper Rush, we're willing to go ahead and give the reins to Cooper Rush now, right? Dak is done. I mean, at one point before the season started, that's all I heard. He was the best quarterback in the division. He was the best quarterback in the division. Now it's Jalen Hurts. It's Jalen Hurts now. Jalen Hurts is the darling of the NFC East. Probably the NFC now. I mean, Jalen Hurts. He played against Minnesota Vikings, Kirk Cousins. Did you know Kirk Cousins was 2-6 against the Dallas Cowboys? Did you know that? 2-6. Jalen Hurts was shooting fish in a barrel Sunday night. That defense that we saw Minnesota play was atrocious. I mean, God, it was pathetic. I mean, I'm watching the game as you were, and I'm sure most downs was passing situations, and I shouldn't say passing situations, but they passed a lot. They ran a lot as well. But when they did pass the ball, when the camera panned to the receiver running the route, I didn't see any defenders for the Vikings until 15, 20 yards at times. It was sickening to see that Minnesota was on their heels from the start of the game. Okay, let's give the Eagles their just. Let's give them their just. I'm ready to see the darling of the NFC East now, Jalen Hurts, play when there's no house money. Play when, all right, you're playing against a defense and you got to play now. You got to throw some tight, spiraled window passes. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm going to look for. I want to see him really become a commander on that team, that offensive team they have, that terrific offensive team. Fly, Eagles, fly. Fly, Eagles, fly. I watched this game, and then the papers, we know what the local Philadelphia papers are going to say. The local media, but now we're getting like the talking heads. Everyone's on board now. September 20th, everyone's on board. It's the Eagles to lose. It's their championship. 2 games. 2 games into the season. 2 games. And we're willing to go ahead and anoint the Eagles as the NFC East division champions, possibly the conference champions and Super Bowl winner after 2 games. As I just said, they just beat Kirk Cousins, who was 2-6 against Dallas, right? We just played a team before we played and won our most recent game. We just played the GOAT, who was undefeated against the Dallas Cowboys. The GOAT. Well, the modern day GOAT. I just said Jalen Hurts is playing with house money. Right now, he has the locker room. He has the city of Philadelphia. But when it's time to sweat, are you going to be ready to play Jalen Hurts? Are you going to be that man? Are you going to be Dak Prescott when the blitz are coming? Because Football Focus had Dak Prescott as the best quarterback in their league under pressure. Dak has not been himself. His first game of the season, and second game, he's been out, and I am not willing already to say Dak Prescott is done, and let's go ahead and give it to Cooper Rush. That's not happening, and I don't see Jalen Hurts is what everybody else think. Sterling Sharp, Skip Bayless, who is now throwing Dak Prescott under the bus because now his team, because he say his team, the Dallas Cowboys, because he say my team, and he said Dallas Cowboys, and now Cooper Rush is his quarterback, right? It just sickens me to see Dallas Cowboy fans drink that Kool-Aid after 2 games of the season, and to see the caliber of defenses that the Eagles have played in 2 games. You're willing and ready to say Cooper Rush look more calm, cool, and collected in playing right now than Dak Prescott. We can unplug it. We can wrap it up. We can be done with it. Let's go ahead and let's get ready for college basketball. All right. We don't need to watch football any longer because it belongs to the Eagles. It belongs to the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, we got a game against the New York Giants Monday night. Our boys are 2.5 points underdogs. And then you have, what's his name? Saquon Barkley. Looks pretty healthy right now. So I do anticipate the Giants trying to run the ball against our defense. Micah Parsons, all right? You're going to try to run against our defense. Because I don't have any confidence in the quarterback. But yet we are 2.5 points underdogs. We're the division champions, and we're 2.5 points underdogs against the Giants. The Giants, the New York Giants. We're 2.5 points underdogs. Please, 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 as Shay B would say, please, 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 please. See, now, this is when I love to watch football. When all the doubters come, that's supposed to be on our squad, on our team, on our side. I know what the haters going to always say. We know that. They hate us because they hate our fans. They hate us because they hate the team and the recognition, the name recognition, that we have the moniker of America's team. They hate all that. They hate our cheerleaders too. So I get that from them. But from our own folk, from all people who's supposed to be in our foxhole, I need to trust you when you're in the foxhole with me, right? But yet, I'm having all these doubters after 2 games. They want to sit them down. Dak Prescott after 2 games. Oh my gosh. Some want to give Philadelphia credit for developing Jalen Hurts. He's not developed yet. He's not Oh, wow. Let's just play the game. Let me calm down. Let's play the game, and let's see how teams look, when the weather turns. Teams start adding injuries to their roster. And let's just see how things pan out. I'm not ready to go ahead and just pack it on in right now and unplug it all. That's just not who I am. We're just gonna play. We're gonna line up. We're gonna see what happens, right? So until you knock us off, until you take the crown, the NFC East Division championship from us, it still belongs to the Dallas Cowboys. Period. Okay. We play our first division game Monday night, prime time. Now, I do not anticipate Cooper Rush to have the same level of. I think he's going to have the same level of confidence, but maybe not the same level of success because there's more game footage on Cooper Rush. So I see that the defensive coordinator is going to have a better game plan for Cooper Rush, but you can't game plan against our defense. I mean, you go ahead and ship and block Micah. I mean, you leaving Armstrong and maybe D-Law, available, okay? Because Tank D-Law is supposed to be showing up as well, So I look for us to run the ball more with Zeke because Zeke looked good. God, to hear some of the talking heads talk about Tony Pollard, which I love Tony Pollard too, but he's no Zeke. But you see him make that long run on the left sideline, and everybody's freaking out now. Put Tony Pollard back there to start. When I hear talk like that, I change the subject and move on because I can't have a conversation with anyone that wants to start Tony Pollard as four-time running back for the Dallas Cowboys, like any team. He doesn't have enough in his back pocket, nor can he a pass block. Take a blitzing linebacker, a safety. I don't see him doing it. I haven't seen him do it yet. But you see this. You see 1, 2, couple runs, and you freaking out about it. It's just like I'd like to talk football with real fans who understand the game, who watch the game within the game, okay, and understand what it takes to play every position when you're playing football, NFL football, what it takes to do this. And Tony Pollard, though he's a terrific running back, he's not a starting running back in the NFL. 3 down back. He's just not. I just don't see that. Shaquan Barkley. I'm not sure if I pronounced his name correctly. Look how thick he is and big he is. The dude, he stay hurt. Tony Pollard? Are you serious? All right. I digress. Because I've been like the Cowboys for many years, and I'm one of the OG Cowboy fans. I like to throw some of the history because I know we have a lot of Cowboy fans who really don't know our history. They like the Cowboys. Probably started watching Dallas Cowboys in the 90s during the Jimmy Johnson era. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, right? That's where we got a lot of fans. But we have a larger fan base as well from going back to the 70s and some back into the 60s. Still around, right? But I like to throw a little history out there now and then about the Dallas Cowboys. And again, a lot of you guys know Troy Aikman and Tony Romo and Dak Prescott and now Cooper Rush, right? But at one point, we had a quarterback named Roger Staubach, believe it or not. And this even goes to some of the my excellent YouTube Cowboy fans who has extensive knowledge about Dallas Cowboys. But I never hear them talk about a lot of the history of the Dallas Cowboys. They talk about current events and what they anticipate is going to happen. So I want to throw a little history out there, and again, as I said down there, and I did not know this, but I ran across this article that came out 2 years ago. But the incident took place, about 47 years ago. And unknown to me, I had no idea that at that time, Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback was Roger Staubach. But there was his backup, Clint Longley. And I heard of that name before, but I didn't know about this particular story. Apparently, well, it's not apparently, this actually happened. The backup quarterback, Clint Longley, sucker punched Roger Staubach. I mean, to the point where he had to have stitches, somewhere in, I guess, his eye or something. But it's been told that Roger got the best of the fight. He pretty much whipped the mess out of Clint Longley. Clint Longley was trying to get out of the Dallas Cowboys. He wanted to start, but he knew that Tom Landry was going to keep Roger as the starting quarterback. The starting receiver at that time, I think, was Drew Pearson, Hall of Famer Drew Pearson. And apparently Clint Longley did not like the way Drew Pearson ran a route. And so he, said some unnice things to Drew. Well, Roger didn't like Clint, the backup quarterback, talking, to his, starting wide receiver that way, and came to his aid. Well, I think 2 days later, in the locker room, Clint Longley sucker punched Roger Staubach. Wow! So I'm imagining. Can you imagine that was to happen today? If Cooper Rush was to go in and hit the $40 million quarterback, Dak Prescott, or somebody was a sucker punch the backup quarterback for the modern day GOAT, Tom Brady. I mean, it was not too long after that sucker punch that Clint Longley was traded, because I think he was trying to get out of Dallas, and I think he played maybe 2 games later, and he was done forever. But to hear that story, I thought was pretty cool. To sucker punch a backup quarterback, to sucker punch a starting quarterback. With the name recognition as a Roger Staubach Hall of Famer, can you? I mean, there was no information superhighway. There was no media like it is today, so it wasn't a lot of fanfare about it. But stories like that I love to hear about and share. I mean, here I've been a Cowboy fan for ages, and I didn't know about that. I heard of the name Clint Longley, but I didn't know that. Damn, he sucker punched Roger Staubach. Who does that? All right, well, that's it for right now. I am predicting the Dallas Cowboys to beat the New York Giants, and they will cover definitely if they're going to win the game. And I don't know who the Eagles are playing next week. So I got to do some little research on that to see who they're playing. But I can say this. The games will get a little bit more difficult for Jalen Hurts. And what I'm looking to see, the thing I'm looking to see is, because we all know how Philadelphia, the fans are. Once a little controversy started to creep in, how Jalen handled this. Will he be able to handle the controversy and get through it, move through it, or will he wither? So I can't wait till Michael Parsons come to town. Cannot wait till Michael comes to town. Because he went to Penn State, right? So I want to see if running Jalen Hurts will continue to run for the next 15 games. Let's see what happens. And to all you guys who want to jump off the bandwagon right now, all you Cowboys so-called faithfuls who now want to throw Dak Prescott under the bus because now you feel Cooper Rush is more cool, calm, and collected. As the great Stuart Scott say, as the underside of the pillow. As cool as the underside of the pillow. Shame on you. Just shame on you for having the audacity to think that, to verbally say that. I couldn't have you in my foxhole. I couldn't go to battle with you. I couldn't do it. I need somebody that I can trust. We going eye to eye, thinking alike. I can't have, when we go out to battle, we got to go battle. All right. And then we start taking incoming, I need you by my side. I don't need you running. Right? I'm a Cowboy fan to the day I die. I'm going to hate on those Eagles like you hate on our Cowboys. Period. End of discussion. Don't like them. Your fans are cool. I just don't like the Eagles. No, I lied. I don't care about the fans, you know, because you're just rude people. You're just rude. You're just rude. But, I will say this. I will give you your just. If you continue to win and you do it in a conventional way, I will, go on record here on the channel and say, okay, the Eagles are better than the Dallas Cowboys. But you have not played us yet. We have not played y'all yet. So right now, until you do that, we're still top dog right now. That's just the way it is. We're still top dog. And if you prove me wrong, I will say so. I promise I will say so. I will bow down, say, all right, Eagles are better this year. I mean, as a franchise, that would never be. But that's just the way it is. It would never be as a franchise. But, as this season, progress and you show it, I will give you your due, period. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, share this video. 2 fingers.